we knew what the next step was before ending this portion of the call. Admin-wise, RAI 7654 was a draft that was sent several days ago. We're not going to send that final. There may be a need to tweak the language in the RAI, and that's what we're going to huddle on, or the technical staff is going to be revisiting over the next couple of weeks, and looking towards the next public call in 2 weeks as a possibility. But I'm going to let Vlad fill in some of the details. But that's generally admin-wise where we are. Please.
No, you are pretty much, yes, he is very set. Yeah, he's complete. We will get together, digest this information with engineering group, and after that, we potentially will rephrase our RI.
Yeah, but I think there are two things came up, which I think you need to go and look at what are the definitive answers. I think with the one we talked about, what does qualify mean? I think what I heard was that you have a strong belief that it means exactly we talked about, like all SRP criteria, but it looks like you still need to confirm that. The second thing is about the the site-specific soil, slope stability, liquefaction, and you need to go back and see what was that designed to, and if it was designed to only a site-specific spectra, and then what is the ramifications to the approach you are proposing. You may want to think about that, and because I think that would, that's the thing we have to now understand in order to make up to understand completely.
Can we go back to your first question that you just, I'm sorry, who was just speaking?
This was Nilesh Choksi.
Oh, hi, Nilesh. Okay, could you explain to me again what I understand the slope stability and liquefaction.
Yeah, the first question was, I think, and Ali from Bechtel answered, and what I heard was that he believes that is the case.
Gina, there were 3 or 4 places. The answer was, I believe, okay?
Okay.
Believing is not a good answer.
Yeah.
We need to make sure one way or the other.
And I'm telling you, the answer is that's what Ali Dad said. He is our subcontractor who didn't do that work. So I'm Gina Borsch from Dominion. I'm telling you, the answer is yes.
Okay.
That we are treating both as design basis spectra.
That's good, and I think that also this will help us with the changes you are making to the FSAR.
Right.
Whether that's reflected here or not. That's good.
Yeah, but there's a caution, I think, that probably should be noted. The standard design using CSDRS is based on a set of assumptions. One of the assumption is that the soil failure-related issues are excluded.
Right, that's the second question.
Right, yeah, they're not going to, standard design will never address soil-related failures, okay? They use CSDRS, they use the standard size of soil profile, called generic profiles, and that goes through the standard design, right? So when you want to use that as a specific SSE, you better think about it.
Exactly.
There's a quite a bit of specific issue that's not addressed, in the standard design.
Exactly.
Okay, you should identify those and tell us how those issues.
Yeah, that was the second question expanded. It would be in a full scope, right?
And I guess what I would say, and someone jump in if I'm not understanding this correctly, but in the DCD in Chapter 2, there's a list of the site characteristics that were assumed in the DCD, and we have to, any applicant has to either meet those characteristics or take a departure from them. We do not have any departures from any of those site characteristics. The only departure we have is from the CSDRS exceedances.
Right.
So from that perspective, to me, we can use the CSDR, the standard design, and we can, and from a site-specific perspective, we've done our slope stability analysis and our liquefaction analysis, and those hold true for our specific site.
Yeah, I think do you have any site-specific structure, it's like a, category 1, which is not part of a DCD?
No.
Okay, so that's important factor then. Okay.
Let me,
So thank you. That was important.
This is a complete
Package. Okay.
let me make a comment on that site-specific parameters. Now, in the table 2, you address those things,
Right.
and you also identified that the site field or in situ site soil properties may not meet the DCD required 1,000 feet per second requirement.
That's right.
And however, you didn't take any departure on that. You indicated, you said that you will do a site-specific analysis,
Yes.
which you are doing only for the site-specific spectrum. Now, how, using the CSDRS type thing, how the whole thing will be affected without that 1,000 feet per second not being there, we just don't have an idea, okay? It may not be at all influential or anything, but we don't have the understanding of what would that impact be, okay?
Yeah, I think that's a very good point.
See,
Because the COLA scope is to use the site-specific characteristics and site-specific ground motion to justify that the site-specific hazard would not exceed the demand that used in the standard design, right? But the scope of the COI does not include the using CSDRS as
those demands.
with the site-specific profile.
That's the question.
And if you want to use CSDRS as a site-specific SSEs, then you better establish that as well.
Exactly. I believe and that's what I'm looking for.
And that's a difficult scope for.
That's difficult, yes. So what's the answer? I don't quite understand what.
Okay. I think we're going to close out for REI 7654. Let me ask a couple questions regarding folks on the line. I know that Skip Shumich and Mark Loeffler joined in. Craig from Bechtel, I believe. What is your last name?
It's Craig Talbot. He has not joined yet. I'm asking him to join now, but the TALBOT.
It has not joined yet.
Yeah.
Okay. And Jeremy Artun, spell that please.
AARTUN.
Thank you very much. And you're from Floor?
That's correct.
Thanks. At this point, while the seismic evaluation staff is in the room, I'd like to ask the public if there's any comments or questions specifically related to the draft REI and Operation Basis Earthquakes.
Yes, Terry, this is Erica Gray from Henrico.
Hi, Erica.
Hey, Terry. I did want some clarification on that last phone call when Alice mentioned, commented when I asked that 5.8 earthquake we had in 2011, which of the many earthquake faults that are up there was that one on? And she said it was not at or on an earthquake fault. And I was wondering if somebody could please explain what she meant by that.
Okay, Erika, it's Vladimir. This earthquake produced ground motion. It ruptured under the surface. The rupture never reached the surface. Now, this basically rupture produced by this earthquake really never was given a name as a fault. This is why that's what I believe Alice meant in her explanation. There are a bunch of faults in this area, but those faults are relatively old faults. Old means they are not active anymore. That's what the meaning of what Alice was telling you.
Thanks, Vlad.
that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, obviously, the old faults, y'all are saying are not active, but we had a 5.8 somewhere underground, and I guess we haven't been able to identify exactly where it came from. Is that what I'm understanding?
No, it is not what I meant. What I meant, this area is identified pretty well because we have many recordings from seismic stations, and those recordings allow us to trace basically the origin of the movement. This is why kind of it will be not correct to say that we don't know where this earthquake happened. But it does mean that there is an active fault which continue moving there.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions from the members of the public?
Mute on.
Okay, with that, we are going to switch gears and move on to hydrology portion of the call. And I will let
Mute on.
trade seats. Sure.
So, Perry, just to confirm, so Alidad and other seismic people they're excused, is that right? We're not going to talk about that any further, right?
That's correct.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Alidad, and those who are hanging up now.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So these guys can ruffle out of there.
Yeah, we're going to go on mute for just a moment because there's a lot of noise. There's about 8 people who are going to leave. So we'll be right back to you.
Thank you.
And Gina, Craig is on the line with us now.
Thank you, Craig, for joining us. We're going to
Sure, no problem.
just a minute.